Hi Pisces, I hope you guys are doing great today. So welcome to your end of September read. It's going to be general messages. We're going to talk about career, love, whatever comes up, family situation, whatever comes up. Let's get a Rebel Oracle to frame the reading and see what's going on for our Pisces brothers and sisters. What do we need to know? Thank you. The perfection of your life. Beautiful. Listen. Yeah, I feel like some of you may have really been kind of going through it right now, for sure. I mean, it's just like, have you guys ever seen a storm pictured from above, like from high above, right? We've been seeing a lot of it, unfortunately, with all of the messy storms that have been going on. And it just, there's almost a peace that you could experience from high above, right? It's like so beautiful and elegant. But this is certainly different, right, to the ground view, which can be really a very violent experience, as it is for so many of those people. So there's this great beauty in your life right now. But at this point in the natural process, you might be experiencing it as like an anxiety-inducing kind of experience rather than anything that would be considered beautiful. You may even be experiencing it or considering it to be more of like an internal chaos for you right now. And you can't really figure it out, right? You might feel as if something that is waiting within you to erupt, right? Or you might be feeling this restlessness that you can't completely explain, or an anxiety that you can't quite articulate, but you sense vaguely nonetheless. But maybe the chaos is fully fledged and a person or a situation in your life is causing you all kinds of havoc and upheaval or even change and uncertainty in your world right now, for sure. So whether the chaos seems subtle, strong, internal, external, doesn't really matter. The message here is the same, that everything is unfolding in perfect higher order. And I know you don't want to hear that, right? Because it does feel like you're currently really dealing with a cosmic, almost like spiritual storm, which is having a deep impact on you right now. But the thing is, it's the clearing out. It's that calm after the storm that you're being prepared for right now, Pisces. I mean, you just are. And this makes sense to me because you guys have had the stellium in that 11th house. Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn, all retrograde for a long time now. Well, Jupiter finally went direct, and now Saturn is going direct at the end of this month. So you're going to start to feel things starting to take shape in a different way, things starting to go in a different direction as far as your goals and wishes, as far as things going on with your friends, associations that you choose to be a part of. I do feel like a lot of you are going to be feeling this, but for those of you who feel really, really stuck, like nothing is happening at all in your life, where you're feeling either, if it's not stuck, maybe it's denied or bored or thwarted from some sort of opportunity or stale, this energy just wants you to understand, hang in there, right? No matter what appears to be the situation right now, in truth, there is only an unfolding and like a kind of creative genius of the universe here, and that you're not forgotten. The universe hasn't forgotten about you. It's been asking you to go through these changes and to really look at what's been going on. You know, you guys are going to have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, you know, starting next month in your house of belief systems. So you're going to be a lot more clear, I feel like, to deal with doing that work in the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio in that 9th house. I do feel like that. And then you do have Mars retrograde in the 2nd, which has to do with your resources. I do want to say, though, also, for those of you in business, the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio in that 9th house, because you also have Mars retrograde, I feel like there might be some kind of delay in signing on the bottom line, some sort of contract, lease, anything that you would have to sign on the bottom line for. A house purchase, selling, something like that. Anything like that. Because the 9th house is that, you know, it has to do with paperwork like that. Okay. All right. So let's see where we're at. First, the Two of Cups. So we're going to first discuss where you're at now. Is going to be working with the Ten of Pentacles energy, and the King of Swords is going to be working with the High Priestess. All right, really trusting your intuition right now. The challenge is the Ten of Cups and the Ace of Wands working with the Two of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Okay, so the outcome in the very near future The immediate outcome, we have the Empress working with the Moon, Page of Wands working with the Three of Swords, okay. And the final outcome, Seven of Cups with the Two of Wands, Ace of Swords, we have some ideas popping, Nine of Cups. Okay, we're talking about some wish fulfillment. So it ends really well, Pisces, so let's get into this. So we have the Two of Cups. Now, this could indicate romantic love, partnership, proposal, marriage, asking someone to marry you, you asking them. Could mean just also moving in together, solidifying a connection if it has to do with relationship. But it is this sort of solidifying of something in this offering, like, let's do this, okay? For others of you, if this has to do with work, this can indicate you meeting a new partner to become business partners with, some sort of opportunity, coming across an opportunity that you could do with a business partner. There are other people involved here with the Two of Cups energy, I have to say. So it could be either working with a friend, having some sort of entrepreneurial idea, and you finding somebody who wants to, you know, give it a go with you. This could also indicate, the Two of Cups also indicates like a really healthy conversation, by the way, at work. Like, so let's say you need to work differently. Let's say you need to change your hours, or you have to have the conversation about money, a change in position, anything like that, where it requires for you to sit down and be very, you know, have that conversation that could be very, very uncomfortable. The idea here is, though, if you go in and you speak from your heart and with honesty, it's going to go really, really well. And the Ten of Pentacles indicates more money. So whatever conversation this is going to end up inciting is good. So you might be, you know, working some sort of business deal out, discussing something to do with a job. You might be in this space of, hey, let's be more serious. The Two of Cups energy could also be if you guys were in a relationship and you were not taking it as seriously as you should have, whatever the case, it's like, all right, let's do this. You know, let's move in together. Let's go to this next level. And the Ten of Pentacles is a deepening of commitment, deepening of connection. It is one of the proposal cards as well. So you have two proposal cards here, having to do with marriage. The Ten of Pentacles also has a family vibe to it. So maybe one of you or both of you, you have children, or you have extended family that would be living with you. Or this could indicate a family member helping you guys out with the purchase of a home or the purchase of a business, but something that you guys would be building together. So it's this idea of you being with other right now, Pisces. I mean, that is what's being indicated here. And then don't try to make the messages fit if they don't. It might not be a reading this time. And then we have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is about like somebody who's a very intentional leader, very strategic. They understand strategic thought and strategy. I hate to be redundant, but that's really because swords are mental. This is also somebody who knows how to communicate, the King of Swords. Now, it's a court card as a king, so this could be you meeting somebody else, or just a general energetic influence. With the High Priestess energy here, this is about some sort of secret, some sort of mystery, but really, really trusting yourself here. Your intuition is screaming at you, and you guys are the mystics of the zodiac. So this is not an uncomfortable space for you, right? It's just not. So I do feel like, you know, because this is a moon energy in astrology, just think about things that are underneath the surface. So you may be very, Pisces, I'm thinking like putting these ideas together. You might be strategizing an approach to a relationship, to a work situation, to a friendship or a family circumstance that you're dealing with, but you're not really talking about it, and you shouldn't, because the High Priestess says keep it to yourself. Trust your intuition and keep it to yourself. So there's strategy going on here, Pisces. So you might be strategizing how to bring this Two of Cups and Pentacle energy to yourself. You might be thinking about reaching out to that person, or really mulling over an offer that's come into you. You might be thinking about a reconnection, or you may be focused on the fact that you're so feeling a lack of this right now, that you're in this space of really strategizing how to release yourself from the connection. And that's only going to resonate with a few of you, because I'm really not feeling that very strongly. I'm feeling trying to bring something really positive to yourself, but in a way where you're strategizing. And I'm going to say this can be in relationships, in business, or both. I can tell you that it's both. But look at this little cute owl, how wise he is. That's always a good omen to get an owl on a card. So your challenge is the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Cups. So yeah, I feel like you're focused on strategizing, bringing these energies to yourself, because here we have the Ten of Cups, and this is your challenge. So the challenge is feeling family contentment, total love and support, right? Feeling really happy in your job, feeling really happy about where you're at in your life, because that's Ten of Cups is really that. It's like you feel like you're in the right place, you know, with the right person, you're sort of going in the right direction. And then we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is a new approach to something. So I feel like the challenge here for you is going to be to have this new approach with somebody, to either meet somebody who you can have this Ten of Cups energy with, or you may have somebody in your life where you guys have been in relationship before and you really want to have this happiness with them. But the challenge is in trying to bring that about in a very healthy way, right? But there is this idea where there's this urge to create, there's this passion, there's this motivation to move forward in something. Really, like Pisces, I feel like a lot of you are, I don't want to say this, are challenged by bringing yourself an energy that you really want, but you're scared of it. And a lot of it has to do with the fact of where you're at in your life right now. Is you want the Ten of Cups, which is that marriage, that family, all of that. You want the new beginning, but it's a challenge for you right now. You can't really make it happen in a way that's conducive to your situation. This could also be the situation with your job. You might have a job that you really, really love, but it was impacted by COVID. And this Ace of Wands is really wanting to get back to it and do it differently, at least, you know, but feeling this motivation. But that could be a challenge because maybe they're just not willing to open up, or, you know, it's not an option anymore for you. But there's sadness here with that. I mean, the Five of Pentacles is a, first of all, there's worry here. So the worry could be in a couple of different directions. This could be very much, because it's a pentacle energy, let's address it as that. This could be where you have a poverty mindset. Something is going on with your money that you're feeling very confused about, concerns about. And I understand, Mars retrograde in the second house. Don't be surprised if you're feeling like that. Now, a lot of you could be totally fine with your money. The second house is also our sense of self-worth. So some of you guys just might not be feeling real good about yourself right now for whatever reason, where you're feeling like a little beat up in the ego, a little beat up, you know, when it comes to your self-concept right now. You might be feeling a little beat up there. And we have the Two of Swords here, which indicates that it's time to compromise or make a decision, but you're challenged here. So the challenge here is, for some of you, it's that poverty mindset. For others of you, it's really not feeling very, very good about yourself right now. For others of you, it's this sense of isolation and just not feeling very on point, like emotionally, because there could be this element of, this is almost like a bereavement energy, where if a relationship ends or you lose a job, where you're kind of mourning the loss of something that is no longer with you, but it's causing you confusion at the same time, right? Because we have this thing, this whatever it is, there needs to be a compromise, a decision made, but you're struggling with it, and you need to figure out what needs to be looked at. As far as what the struggle is it you, is it them, is it a little bit of both of you? You know, this is a general message. You might be sitting there saying, yeah, well, I'm all about it, but they can't get their act together, or vice versa. Or, you know, I'm, you know, being very confused about your job. Like, you really loved your job and it's just not available to you in the same way. And you being in this space where you know you need to make a decision. Because you're at cross purposes with yourself, and that is creating a challenge for you. Now, the outcome energy, we have the Empress, which is awesome, and the Moon. Okay, so the Empress, great energy. Listen, especially for those of you, if you're thinking about having a child, this is the energy of fertility, creation, pregnancy, good parenting. Okay. But this is about abundance too, right? The Empress indicates Venus. So if you've been feeling bad about yourself here, this tells me you're going to feel better about yourself. Your money's going to be on point. Because what is Venus? Venus, again, is self-worth. It's love. It's money. It's beautiful. And it's all those things together that end up leveling you up to this next level of experience in your life. So we have that working with the Moon. So you kind of got two moon energies here, right? Because we've got the high priestess, now we got the literal moon. And now the moon, which is interesting, the moon in astrology is connected to you guys, even though it rules Cancer. It's weird like that, but it is you guys. So this indicates some sort of unseen problems, some sort of voluntary changes. Trusting your intuition, though, again, very much. So trusting your intuition. So especially if this has to do with like a business situation, right? Whether it's renewing a contract or buying a business or taking that job, there might be some sort of unseen problems that you're not able to identify right now, just yet. But there are going to be changes that are being made. Trust your intuition as the changes happen, and you're going to be just fine. And you guys are so intuitive anyway. You guys are the most spiritual house. So I'm not worried about you. I feel like you're going to make some good decisions as far as that. If this has to do with relationship, there are some voluntary changes, trusting your intuition and unseen problems in relationship. When it comes to your ability to grow in a situation, I don't consider this a bad thing. It's just there's something going on underneath the surface, either with you or with them, that's not being disclosed. Somebody is not being 100% honest out in the 3D. Okay? And it could be because one of you or both of you are experiencing pain. This is the card of pain. You know, the Three of Swords, this is heartbreak. This, you know, for some of you, this is divorce. This can be just loss. For some of you, this could just be plain old depression, right? Maybe it had to do with your work and you're just feeling really, really depressed about it. Some of you may be in a situation where you're needing to get surgery of some kind right now as well. Yeah, so maybe, and you know, maybe something's going on with your health that's going to incite a new beginning for you. Okay, but for many of you, the Three of Swords, it does indicate like a bitterness, a kind of betrayal. And when I say surgery, it's almost like our body betrays us sometimes, right? But this does not have to mean a third-party situation. It could just mean any kind of pain that we experience in relationship. I always say there are so many ways that we can hurt each other in relationships, you know, it's just the way it is. So, you know, irresponsibility with money, somebody throwing you under the bus with a friend or family situation, or somebody just acting a way that you never thought they would act, or maybe they just said some really hurtful things to you that you're having a really hard time getting, you know, processing, you know, and living with. And that's working here with the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is a new kind of creative idea. This can be a creative approach. So for some of you, Page of Wands can indicate you meeting somebody new that you're feeling very sexually attracted to. Others of you, Page can also indicate a new cycle within an experience that was happening already, so like a reconnection. Because the thing about the Three of Swords you need to understand is there is validation that goes on here. There's communication about whatever it is. So the communication, so this might be a real heartfelt conversation about what pained you or them within the connection, and having that air clearing kind of thing that's necessary, which would be happening in the perfection of your life as well. But again, we have the Page of Wands is about passion and excitement and moving forward in a new cycle. So some of you are going to be leaving pain and starting a new cycle. Others of you are going to be revisiting some pain to clear the air and start anew. Those of you in relationship, if everything's fine in that way, it's not your reading in that way. But this could also indicate dealing with any pain that you're experiencing having to do with any sort of business partnership situation, anything like that. Now we have as the final outcome, we have the Two of Wands and the Seven of Cups. So Seven of Cups, let's talk about the Two of Wands first, because the Two of Wands is waiting for the results on something, right? So you're making a choice here. Some of you might be taking a trip. But there is this idea, the Two of Wands is looking out at the world in front of you, right? Just looking out at the world in front of you. It's Mars and Aries. Mars rules Aries. This is like, come on, let's go. Throwing caution to the wind, a fresh path, a new perspective. That really is the Two of Wands energy. But you're waiting for the results for that next step. You might be waiting for a phone call, waiting for somebody to reach out to you, waiting to get together in that meeting to finalize that paperwork, whatever it is. But you're going to need to make a choice to either engage with it or not. Okay, so two things can be true at the same time. You might be waiting for, you to get together with somebody to negotiate some sort of business deal, but you're going to have to make the choice in that moment whether you're going to take it or not. You might be waiting for somebody to reach out to you from your past, but once you speak to them and you're catching the vibe of where they're at right now, then you're going to need to make a choice. Do you want to go forward with it or not? And you're going to be confused, as we have the Seven of Cups energy, and this is about having sort of what feels like, for the moment, too many choices and commitment issues. So you might be dealing with somebody else who has commitment issues. That would certainly apply if there's some sort of business association, right? Also, same thing with a job, right? But you may be in the space of too many choices and not feeling like you might really want love, Pisces, but you might not want to go the full throttle of what a particular commitment would entail. Doesn't mean you want to be alone. Doesn't mean you guys like being alone, but it's not what it means. It means you're not sure if you want to take on whatever would be entailed in that particular situation. So that's, again, where the decision making has to come, but that's working with your wish fulfillment and having some new ideas. So I do see you figuring it out. I mean, the Nine of Cups is wishes coming true, material abundance, really good health. So this is really good if you guys were having some sort of struggle with your health. Very good, good energy here. But yeah, and then we have the Ace of Swords, right? I mean, this is about mental clarity, new ideas. Some sort of issue might come up that you didn't really anticipate, but it's not going to be a big deal. But these mental clarity and wish fulfillment is really what I feel like needs to be focused on here for you guys, Pisces, because that is really what is going to be pushing you to this next space. So whether it's returning to a person, returning to a job, doing your relationship differently, doing your job differently, taking that chance, going out there, doing whatever you need to do, trust your intuition. You're going to know what the right thing is for you. I don't know how helpful that is to you to say, like, you're going to have choices, do what your intuition tells you, but sometimes it's as simple as that. We just have to have faith in ourselves. And you guys are ascendant, descendant with Virgo. So sometimes when you're feeling really confused, when you're in your Pisces space, reach across the wheel and ask Virgo for a solid, helping you stay grounded, right? Because Virgo is a very practical, problem-solving, pragmatic energy that's really kind of helpful when we're feeling very confused in that Neptune 12th house energy. You know what I mean? So we could always do that, right? So you guys work there with the Virgo energy. Yeah. All right. So let's pull some Lenormand. Okay. We have a woman who's looking at the past. Somebody's thinking about you, Pisces. Okay. And we have the polar bear, which has to do with sustenance, resources that we need to survive. Food, money, water, roof over our head. Something needs to be looked at very carefully. Somebody needs to take a chance. Focusing on your emotions. What is it that you love? What do you really love? You need to look at something a lot more deeply. We got two. You got to look at something more deeply. I feel like we got this in the deep level last week, where it's like, what else do either you or your partner need to be looking at? I think I labeled it that. Did I? I might be misremembering. I don't know. I get confused, but the well means like you might think you have yourself totally figured out, but there's like around 10-15% that you're not looking at. And that's like the really thick, gooey stuff on the bottom that you really don't want to look at, but that's the very stuff that you have to look at. And if you do, this indicates that you can have whatever it is that you want as long as you look at that and you're willing to put in the work. But it's deep. I feel like it's deep within you because we got the moon, Pisces. Okay, somebody's communicating with you from the other side, Pisces. Somebody who loves you very much. If you have a parent who's passed over, grandparents, an aunt, uncle, a friend, anyone who's passed over, they're trying to message you from the other side. So pay very close attention to smells, feelings, chills, your electronics going wonky, the different smells, if the aromas, right, of your space suddenly start to change. you know, and then of course very serendipitous, like songs coming, you know, on, or anything like that that would bring you back to a space. So we have the Labyrinth, which is about trying different strategies, right? Trying different approaches to something. Different approaches, but it ending up being good. It's just like, let me try this way, no, that's not working, or let me try this, no, that's not working. So we can have that in relationship as well as a job, as well as jobs, it doesn't matter, but there's something that you need to see. And I feel like between the magnifying glass and the well, once you see it, you're going to come out of that labyrinth energy, and then you're going to be having a meeting of the minds with someone. The bridge is about meeting somebody halfway, bridging the gap. The bridging the gap can also indicate signing paperwork, guys, okay? So for those of you who are, you know, buying a business, selling a business, needing to sign a lease or renew a lease in a space that you have anything to do with housing, anything like that, it could also indicate that. And then we have the Tower, which indicates, these two have been coming up, which indicates you being protective. There's a lot of protective energy here for you, Pisces, I have to say. You're being very well protected here. Very well protected. But this version of the woman, this is a very patient woman who's male Pisces. Somebody is thinking about you from the past. Female Pisces, you're thinking about the past, and you're thinking about the totality of something. So the totality of your career, the totality of your job, and really at the end of the day, what do you need? Because the polar bear is about getting down to the basics. What do you need to be in that relationship? What do you need to survive? To have food, to, you know, money, whatever it is, to survive. But there's something that you're not looking at deeply enough. And because we have the dice here, there is this element of risk-taking, of chance. So maybe you're venturing into your own business, or you're calling that person you haven't spoken to. You're going to ask that person out that you've been discussing something with, but there's something that you're not seeing fully. And I feel like it's within you. So really getting to the deepest core of your belly right now, being 100% honest with self is what I see. So let's pull some Light Seer Tarot for some closing energies, and we'll throw some Astro dice, an Astro card. Final closing messages for our Pisces brothers and sisters. Knight of Pentacles. Put this down here. Seven of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. The honest, well, truth is coming out. What are we saying? Scorpio season, as we enter Scorpio season. Can't hide you can't hide the bullshit. Bullshit comes out. This is what happens in Scorpio season. You could see through it. You could smell it. So go that knowing in. We have the Knight of Pentacles, really nice energy. This is a reliable person who's very patient, very hardworking. But then we have the Seven of Swords, so we can't ignore the fact that this has to do with some sort of betrayal, dishonesty, some sort of running away. So also, I always consider this a mask energy as well, because it is a moon in Aquarius energy. A moon, as I feel, Aquarius is different than what I'm showing you. So somebody may be wearing a mask, presenting themselves as somebody who's very reliable, patient, hardworking. You know, maybe you're presenting yourself as that, or somebody else is presenting this to you. But there is this idea here of thievery, of theft. And because it's swords, swords are words, swords are truth. There might be this truncating of the truth. There might be this obscuring the truth, lying through omission, tweaking things, maybe. And to me, that's all dishonesty. It could be deflection. It could be gaslighting. Anything like that with the Seven of Swords energy. Saying what needs to be said in order to make a situation go smoothly, kind of thing, you know. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is the Sun in Virgo energy. So the Eight of Pentacles is really about, if you're here with career on your heart, mastering your craft and really enjoying whatever it is that you're doing. If you're here with relationship on your heart, it's about really getting to the bottom of, back to the well energy, what needs to be done for this relationship to be successful. Mastering the relationship, mastering the connection, communication, mental, physical, and emotional connection. And that can't be done without honesty, right? You just can't. This is total honesty, the Queen of Swords. This is also about being very self-sufficient. So you may be very self-sufficient, Pisces. The person you're dealing with may be very self-sufficient. Or this can just be you being very honest about some sort of like work situation, where at the end of the day, you're very, very focused on the honesty of a situation. So there could be conflict here with the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Just know that. I mean, that this is kind of like, you know, that the energies are kind of squared to each other, where, you know, this is like dishonesty and this is honesty here. So there's going to need to be a splicing out of who's saying what, who's walking the, you know, their talk, and all of that kind of energy is definitely here. I do like the Queen of Swords because at the end of the day anyway, at least you're going to understand more clearly where you stand. We have Aquarius, which is all about the future. It's ruled by Uranus. We have the fifth house. Fifth house is creativity. So if you're starting a new business, you're going to be really creative right now. The ideas are going to be popping. Some of you are going to be falling in love, deepening your relationship, deepening your commitment, enjoying each other on a Monday through Sunday in a different way, enjoying your children, enjoying some sort of hobby that you have. And then we have the sun. And the sun really does indicate, for good or bad, where is somebody's ego getting in the way here? So I feel a lot of ego energy because the sun rules Leo, and Leo is the landlord of the fifth house. So I feel a lot of Leo energy here. So somebody's ego might be at play. Or you might have a heavy Leo in your chart, or you might be dealing with a Leo. But that's, yeah. And, you know, we have the Aquarius here energy as well. And I just feel like there's going to be this forward-moving trajectory towards the future here, Pisces. I do feel like that because the Aquarius is the 11th house, right? Of your goals, your friends, everything that I mentioned before. It's Aquarius, the 11th house. It's the landlord there. So focus on creativity. Focus on doing something with a lot of heart. Focus on falling in love, deepening of love, romance. Beautiful. See what energies within you need to focus on. A sextile, opportunity, good. Collaboration, assist. There's going to be an opportunity, open doors, promises, communication, welcoming, developing something to be more than it is right now. Beautiful. So we love that. We love that to get the sextile. It's all about opportunity. Throwing in the astrology. Beautiful. Okay. What else? 11th house. It's so funny, right? Because we have that the stellium is in your 11th house. We got the Aquarius, which is the 11th house in the dice. Your friends might be really helping you out right now, Pisces. They really might be. But the 11th house is about way more than friends. Again, it is about your goals and wishes. So you can very well much be formulating where it is that you see yourself going. You might have been lingering for the past bunch of months, might have been really lacking in clarity. I'm not saying that you're totally clear right now, but I do see once Saturn comes out of retrograde the end of the month, he's not out of retrograde yet. Once he comes out of retrograde and he starts unknotting himself, because he's been there for a while, you're going to start to feel things moving forward for yourself. So good stuff, good messages for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.